Congratulations on album number 4. Does the title have a significance for you?
When we were first starting to think about titles for the album, we were going through a lot of options, and one of them was actually similar to Funhouse and Circus and a lot of other albums coming out, so we ended up changing it to one of my favorite songs on the record, which is kind of, I guess you would say, the epitome of me. I love the soulful rock vibe of All I Ever Wanted, which is one of the songs on the album, and we ended up naming it that because it kind of, I guess, encompasses a lot of the variety on the album. Like, all I've ever wanted is just to do music. I love playing, I love singing live, I love recording and writing, and it just kind of encompasses that.
There are some familiar names on the album, some new, like Ryan Tedder from One Republic. In that situation, who calls who?
I did try some new people on this record. I always like to do that on each record, kind of grow and just, you meet more people and you hear more music. Like One Republic came out and I'd never heard, Ryan Tedder's stuff before, and I couldn't wait to work with them. And Clive Davis actually introduced us in a label meeting that we were having, and we hit it off, and we wrote like 6, I don't even know how many songs, I think maybe 5 or 6 songs together, and they made it on the album, some of them, and I don't know, it was just fun to work with him. You meet new people and you kind of, I guess, vibe together, and we came up with a lot of different sounds. We were laughing, my management and I were laughing at how different the album is, all the different sounds, but they're all very me, so it's pretty cool. And another person I got to work with was Howard Benson. I was a big fan of him. His work, he did like Daughtry and a bunch of other people that I like, and I love how Howard produced. He recorded my voice and it sounds like me. Like my friends, like when they were hearing the new stuff I was showing to them in Texas, and everybody, their favorites were usually Howard, because he really like dialed into my voice, and I like that, because most people come out to a show and be like, you sound so different live, and I'm like, I don't know what to say to that. So but they usually like it better live, and I think that's what Howard captures, is how I sound live, and so it was really, really fun.
Is producing something you want to do more of?
This is actually my first time on a record that I actually got to produce, and it was a lot of fun. I recently got a house in Nashville, and my manager and my business manager, everybody's in Nashville, and they introduced me to a bunch of awesome musicians, and I got to produce If No One Will Listen, which is the last track on the album, and it was cool to get to go in there and just do my thing. I basically just ran through the song, and they did too. The musicians in Nashville are so amazing. They're amazing in LA as well. It's a different world in Nashville, and they just come in and they play it perfectly, and it wasn't that hard of a producing job. But they're just amazing guys, and it was a fun experience to get to do. So,
can you single out a favorite track from the new album?
I actually have a lot of favorite songs on this album. One of my favorites is If I Can't Have You, that I did with Ryan Tedder. It was actually our last song to cut together, and he came to me with the idea of the song, and it was brilliant. I love it. It's very sexy. I've never really done a song that sexy and kind of dance-ish, I guess you'd say, and it was just fun to record, and we just recorded my vocals a bit different. We did a little effects on them, and I've never really gotten to do that a whole lot, so it was fun. And All I Ever Wanted, I mean, that's obviously why I titled the album that. It's probably my favorite song on the record, just because it's very, I don't know, it's like the 70s soulful rock song, and you don't really hear stuff like that anymore, and it was fun to sing, and I'm just excited about singing it on tour. That's my big thing. Like with Cry and I Do Not Hook Up, I can't wait to perform. When I'm putting an album together, I'm thinking like, what am I going to want to perform on tour, because I love touring, so I'm always thinking like, what songs will be fun to sing. So it's going to be a fun record to tour.
Tell us about the album's first single, My Life Would Suck Without You.
Max and Luke actually came with My Life Would Suck Without You, and it was actually a different version of the song. I thought it was cool and everything, but I really wanted to kind of make it my own. I do that with every song on my record. I want to make sure it's me, obviously, because it's my face and my voice, and so they were really cool with it. I sent back, maybe if we could, change it and make it a little different and a little more tough. and they love it. They always love. We did that with Since You've Been Gone as well. You know, I love the drums, the hard drums, and the heavy guitars, and it's just more fun on tour. And so, anyway, My Life Would Suck Without You. It's a little dance, it's a little different as well. I guess My Life Would Suck Without You, and If I Can't Have You are my dance tracks. So I don't know. I'm excited about performing them. Excited about people hearing them. Obviously.
All I Ever Wanted is your fourth album. Is the process getting easier now?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's ever easier or harder like each album you go. I think it's just different. I mean, you're always working usually with different people. Like Sam and Lewis I hadn't worked with in like four or 5 years. And Howard I'd never worked with. I usually hit it off with most people, you know, because I love all different styles of music, and especially like Howard did as well. And so we hit it off, and so did Ryan and I. And I don't know, it was a really fun album. It was really cool to make, and it was really easy. This is probably the easiest album I've ever made, just because that's probably my manager. Is why that is. But it's just good. He like takes care of the business, and I get to be me and play in the studio and write and just be me. So that's the part I love. So.
How did you approach what you wanted to say on this album?
My lyrics are always pretty personal when writing, just because I don't know. I guess you can't really. I mean, you have to experience it to write about it in some way. Or if someone's talking to you about, you know, a certain... I've been writing recently with a lot of different people, and, you know, somebody will send me something like this idea for a song and talk about why they wanted to write it. And, you know, I kind of go from there and write the whole song. And I don't know, it's fun to do that, like, especially with Cry. Like, on the album, my band leader, like, my music director, he actually did the track to that and was like, hey, if you ever like want, you know, to write, it's kind of therapy for me. Like I go home and I sit and I just write out like what's in my head at the time, and which I guess if it's called Cry isn't a good thought, but it wasn't sad. It was just a sad kind of track, and it was, I don't know, it had a sort of like melodramatic feel to it, and I don't know, it's always fun to write about I guess real things that are going on. It's really hard. I guess it would be hard to put myself in shoes that I haven't walked, so.
The album makes a lot more noise than the last album, My December. Did you set out to make something different? Musically,
I would say with this, like the direction of this album, I mean, all 4 of my albums, everyone will know, they're very different from each other. They're all pop rock, but this one is definitely more in your face and kind of a dance rock, soulful kind of thing, which is different for me. And even the things like All I Ever Wanted, which is the title of the album, it's more like, it's that dance kind of funk kind of thing, or you're doing like the dance like rave music with My Life Would Suck Without You or If I Can't Have You, and there's just, it's kind of all over the place. And you got the I Do Not Hook Ups, which is like, that song is very, you know, it's gonna be the song all the fans are jumping to and clapping, and they get to be, you know, participate in it. And so it's kind of it's a very much a touring album, I think you'd say. It's gonna be, I cannot wait to get on the road and tour, so sing with my hairbrush in my mirror. So.
Tell us a little about your band. Do you keep the same lineup?
I love my band. I have the best band ever, and because I've met a lot of bands and you know, with other artists, and I don't know, I guess a few of them I've been with them for like 6 years now. We've been working together, and I've seen their kids grow up, and just celebrated a birthday of, you know, with one of them. And I don't know, I think that's important, because I spend more time with my band than I do my actual family. So they actually become your family in a, you know, different way. And I don't know, I love them, you know, and they're great. They're so talented. Everyone's so different. You have the very indie rock guys, and then you have the punk, and then you have my band leader. We always make fun because he's our major pop guy. He knows everything pop. And I don't know, it's just a fun mixture of people, and you know, it takes a while to get everybody in place that, you know, that makes the perfect cast out on the road, and it's fun. I love it. That's why I love the road so much. I always hear a lot of artists that they're like, I don't really like touring. You have to be out and you're like away from home. And I'm usually like, I can't wait. I love sleeping on the bus. I love waking up somewhere different. It's fun. Maybe I won't later, but I do now. So.
Is the type of album it is reflected in the artwork?
The album packaging was, I was very clear. Like I wanted it to be very bright and very fun, and just kind of funky, because I don't know, my friends always tell me I wear a lot of black. Weird. And you know, I'm always really dark in and I don't know why that is, because I'm actually a very bubbly person, but I wanted to go bright, so we did a lot of bright colors. My friends, our joke is like I look like a superhero on the cover of my album with the colors behind me, but I love it. The whole album is very fun, and it's very positive and upbeat. Even on songs like Cry, it's one of those things like you're getting past, you know, what you went through, and it's just that song you want to listen to, and it's that big build up. And I don't know, there's really funky, I guess the song that kind of made me want to change the whole outlook of kind of what we're doing, like even my clothes for the photo shoot we did were very bright and everything, was probably I Want You, which is on the record, and it's very cutesy, and it's, I don't know, it's very fun.
You mentioned photo shoots. Do you enjoy that side of making an album?
I would be the biggest liar in the world if I said I loved photo shoots. I don't like taking pictures. I'm totally in the wrong line of work as far as like the pictures and everything, but it is cool to see what people create out of it, and I always try and make up fun things in the photo shoots that I'll enjoy and look forward to. Like this one, we did this whole like bejeweled thing like on my face, and it was very cool and made kind of a mask type thing. And I love my hair and makeup people that I work with, so we always have a good time and everything. But I mean, really, people dressing up and having all these eyes judging you and you're moving wrong and everything, that's not a fun day usually. But it was pretty cool because we did all bright colors, like I said, and it was pretty new for me. And the photographer was really fast photographers. That's key.
It's been 6 years since Miss Independent. How things changed for you?
Since Miss Independent and the whole Thankful record, I think it's not more so that I think people keep saying, oh, she's, they'll come up and be like, oh, you've gotten so much better. And I really don't think it's better. I think I just have come out of my shell more. Like, you're more intimidated when you're first starting on your first record, and you're like, maybe I don't want to show them that because they'll laugh at me. Like, if I'm in the studio, if I like start going off, and they'll be like, what are you doing? So I think I've just come out of my shell more. I'm getting more trusting when I work with people. Even writing with people, like I never used to write with people. I'd be off on my own, and I still like that most of the time. But Ryan Tedder, forced me to kind of. He'd trick me. He'd be in the studio and he'd be like, "Okay, well now I'm gonna leave you, and I'm gonna need you to write this. I'm gonna come back," and I'll be like, because usually I like to be off on my own and kind of create in my head by myself. So, but it was fun. It's very cool.
What do you like to do in your downtime?
I guess my most relaxing thing, I love spas. Like whenever I'm having a bad time. I mean, I love spas, but actually my favorite thing to do when I'm like feeling, a little overworked or whatever, I'm just drained, and because it's kind of weird, everybody knowing you all the time, and sometimes you need a break just to go to the grocery store and buy milk by yourself. And that's Texas for me. So I love going home. It's my saving grace.
And finally, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I'm not really a planner, so I don't know where I'll be or what. I know what I'll be doing. I'll be singing because that's all I do. Is all I love. But I don't really know where I'll be in 10 years. I don't really want to know. I think if you know, that's a very boring life. So who knows? I could be crazy in 10 years or now.